And again, hello to everyone. Today we are going to meet James Forbat, the ex-soloist of English National Ballet and now the ballet coach. He lives and works in sunny Cullera in Spain, and now we fixed our time problem and we are waiting for James to join us. Yes, we are waiting and James finally here. Hi James.
Hello.
We are finally connected and I'm
The
glad to
first,
see you.
the first thing I have to do is apologize. It's, as I'm sure you know, sometimes a bit confusing with the time difference, and I have made a few mistakes since I moved here. So my apologies, everyone that's watching.
It's not a problem, it happens with everyone, so I'm glad you're finally here and we can start our talk. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, I was actually just now talking to my family because today is 3 years since we lost my dad. So we were remembering him, and it was nice to join together as family.
Yeah, the time with family is really one of the most important things in life.
It is.
So I understand you very much. And let's start our talk with the very beginning. How did you start dancing, and was it your idea or your family's idea?
So when I was a small child, I used to like singing along to music. Look, there was always some music in the house, and I used to, my mum noticed that I was musical, so she sent me to some music classes. And after the first class or the second class, she picked me up and she said, "Did you enjoy the class?" And I said, "Well, it was good, but we're not allowed to dance because it was just basically rhythm and music." And so she said, "Well, would you like to go to dance class?" And I said, "Yeah." So then I was 4 years old and I started going to ballet classes, dance classes, and then that's how it started. So it was really my idea, but it was just I guess my mum suggested it.
So it was the common initiative,
Yeah.
yeah, by you and the family. And you got your education in one of the best schools in Europe, in Royal Ballet School, and you spent all your dancing career as the ballet dancer in England. Which are the main features of the English ballet? What is your opinion?
I think that's quite a hard question to answer because I think ballet's changing a lot, and especially since people have access to YouTube and videos, it's becoming a lot more international. English style was a lot of kind of quick footwork and a form on, very kind of Ashton style of dancing. I think being very correct, and that was a nice side of it. But I think now really the English style is a real mix of all different international styles. We had Vaganova training, Russian style training at the Royal Ballet School, and teachers from the UK, from Russia, from America. So I think you do sort of follow in the style of English dancers, and obviously I was working with the Royal Ballet, so you do see dancers of English quality or style. But the company was very international, so I think I was lucky to have almost what I would say an international style training. And then when I joined English National Ballet, I was really lucky to see loads of other international dancers. So I tried to look at all the dancers, especially once I was professional, that I could see around me, and try and take bits from each dance that I liked. For example, there's one Japanese dancer called Irene Takahashi that I remember looking. Someone said to me, I think you have to look at her port de bras. It's so beautiful. And I remember trying to, or another dancer that jumps a lot, and you try and copy bits of people and put it on yourself as much as you can. So I guess that's really what I think about my training.
Yeah, I understand that this, I think, is the constant, permanent process, yeah, of some collaborating and maybe. Do you think ballet is the global art?
Well, semi-global. It's very international, but there are still parts of the world which are hardly touched by ballet. For example, in India, ballet is not very popular,
Yeah,
and there's many people and lots of economic possibilities, and obviously they have their own style of dance. But I think it is very international, but there's still room for more people to be touched by ballet. And I think also it's important for ballet to modernize, because some of the things that are performed, like traditional Sleeping Beauty or Swan Lake or Nutcracker, are almost what like a piece from a museum. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to know that some stories are stories, from the past, and other stories that you want to tell, you need to tell them in a modern way to talk to young people.
yeah. And you have started teaching ballet. Tell us about this a little.
Well, I've always enjoyed helping other people with as much as I know, and when I was dancing, I always valued people helping me. And so I want at the moment to try and help other dancers by teaching class and coaching, and it's really important for me to make it fun and to remember that it's not life or death. To be really positive with people, because people usually always react better in the long term when you're positive and kind, and to give really good quality advice about musicality, about technique, about artistry, about style, about dynamic, um, to give good psychological support to the people that you're working with, to ask them how they're feeling, um, to help guide them through each rehearsal, knowing that they are, in a specific mood in one day, their personality, their character, making judgments about them, and also remembering that each person has a different physique. So some people will need to put their arms a little bit higher, let's say, or a little bit lower, or cross their leg a bit more, and those things make it hopefully quite personal, and people feel that they are able to work with a teacher. Hopefully, that is giving them a personal experience.
Yeah, it's very important to feel uh, some, a person who can support you and who can help. And are your students professionals or non-professionals?
So whilst I was in English National Ballet, I worked with some of the dancers there who are professionals. Um, and some of the dancers I'm working with at the moment are kind of pre-professionals, so hoping to find jobs, and some are a little bit younger. So I've got a range at the moment, but I really enjoy working with professionals and pre-professionals, and I think that my skills are good for that set of dancers, because I really try to look into the detail and help people move through the level that they are, and learn how they can improve themselves just that little bit extra to take them to the next stage.
Yes, and you also have an experience of recovering from very serious injuries. What helped you personally, and what can you advise to your students and other dancers in this situation?
So, I mean, I had a lot of serious injuries. I had surgery on my hips, and my calf and my shoulder, and other problems with my back and my foot. And it's quite common. I had quite a lot of injuries. For not everyone has as many as I had, but it's common to have injuries and operations, as you know.
Sure.
And I guess what helped me was having a very good medical team. So I had physios and masseurs and Pilates instruction, fitness that I utilised what I needed. I was quite lucky when I was recovering from injuries that I didn't have too much pressure to be in the studios every day, to be delivering exactly what someone was requesting of me. I was given a bit of autonomy and trusted to get back from my injury, and that gave me some freedom. And I think also having a break from ballet was really useful. Any ballet dancer on here will know that the schedule can be really quite long and tough. And when you have an injury, although you might miss something that you want done, it can actually be really nice to have a break. So I had sort of 7 or 8 months off stage, and sometimes I'd be able to get up a bit later, go home earlier, go and visit friends, and having that freedom really helped me, I think, to recover from my injuries. And then the good thing is also you get to retrain a bit when you're coming back from injury, so that was useful. And although I really was passionate about dancing when I was dancing, when I was injured, I really tried to forget about it, and I didn't feel too bad or like I was missing out. Maybe it's because I was a little bit older. If you get injured perhaps when you're 20, it can be perhaps a bit more challenging. But I was kind of in my 20s, late 20s or 30s, and I danced a lot already, and I kind of thought, well, I'm just going to get better and then enjoy my life while I'm not dancing.
Yeah, and I think it's the best way to recover from all this and to deal with it. Uh, how can you describe yourself as a person? Not maybe as a professional, but as a person.
So I think I am honest, um, loyal, fun, probably a bit mischievous, a bit careless sometimes and a bit clumsy. So I might I often hit my hands on doorways, which is not very, you might not think that of someone that's a dancer. And sometimes I tend to rush things as well. So when I was working with anything to do with dancing, I guess I wouldn't rush it, but things in life, I try to fit in life. And it's really important for me to keep in touch with friends and family. So I'll always try and arrange to see, if I come to London for 3 days now, I'll try and see everyone, almost everyone in 3 days, and then sometimes a bit too much and rush a lot. I have lots of energy, and I love languages. Maybe that's not me as a type of person, but I speak French and Spanish, and that's been really something lovely for me to learn. And it's
¿Hablas
probably
español
great.
bien?
Sorry?
¿Hablas español bien?
Hablo español bien, sí.
Hablo también
It's probably good to try and get someone else to describe me, because I was trying to describe good things about myself. I can see people there wonder can anyone else say what is James like? Loud. That's what I always get told I'm loud.
Yeah, it's very interesting about, for example, languages, because you can not only to learn something new, but to deepen in some new mentality and culture and the
What
way of
I like,
living.
I think what I like is that I get to speak people in their first language. So Spanish, for example, opens up millions and millions and millions of people that I can speak to in their first language, and that's really special for me.
Yeah, I understand, because I also speak not only English, uh, Russian, and but also Spanish
And
fluently.
what's about me? I have a dog.
Yes. She's
Two
so
dogs.
nice. Is is it
You're
she?
saying
Yeah,
hello to
Nutella.
Instagram Live? You're saying hello to Instagram Live?
Yeah, how cute. So so cute. And I love dogs and cats both, but dogs I prefer dogs. I'm a dogs person.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too.
yeah, and what are you interested in out of ballet? I know about psychology, and yes, I say about languages and maybe something else.
I enjoy sport, going to the gym. I enjoy, as I said, languages, going to the beach, traveling. So that obviously fits quite well with languages and culture. Music. I want something I'd like to do more of. I used to play the piano when I was young, and I'd like to start playing the piano again. I think being creative, I'd like to try some choreography or be involved in something, a bit different from what I was doing as a dancer. I enjoy going to the theatre. I enjoy driving. I like driving and cycling. So yeah, quite a few things. Cooking as well. Love to cook a good meal.
And what music do you like? Because you're a musical
I
person.
think probably I'd say like so many different genres. I don't particularly like rock or heavy metal, but everything else I like the pop music, I like blues, jazz, classical, some hip hop stuff. I really like quite a lot of everything. I like techno and house as well. Now hopefully the nightclubs are going to be opening again. I can go and have some nice night dancing.
It's so cool because music is very different and every genre has something
I quite
super
like
interesting.
now that lots of different genres of music are being brought to dance and ballet.
Yeah.
So especially, I think that's one really good way of bringing in young people to the theatre. Also, I think perhaps maybe using different spaces because sometimes people in England, perhaps more than Russia, let's say, people don't necessarily like or feel comfortable going to the theatre. So I think it's nice to bring in different types of music and bring in different spaces so that people feel and different stories so that people feel that they can relate to what's happening.
Yeah, and what do you think about some people prefer classical ballet and they are true classical ballet fans. Others prefer some modern and contemporary stories. And for example, there are people like me, for example, who are for classical, modern, contemporary, everything. I like everything, and I have my favorites in every ballet style and genre. What do you personally prefer to watch, and what do you prefer to dance?
Again, I don't think probably classical ballet now I would enjoy least to dance because it's most technically demanding. Um, but I did love it when I was dancing when I was younger. And I love to watch it. I think all dance which is engaging for me, contemporary, ballet, neoclassical, I enjoy it all. And then dance is about engaging the audience. So as long as it's not boring, if the music is good or the rhythm and the dancers are energized and it creates an atmosphere, even if it's there's some great stuff being filmed for TV or cinema now. As long as it captivates, it's not the same as live dance, but if it captivates you well, then I mean, dance can do so much for people, and I think people that don't see a lot of dance are missing out.
Yeah, and I'm agree with you absolutely. And I want to ask our spectators, maybe somebody have questions. Do you have questions, friends? And one of my questions about you is philosophical one. Uh, do you think you are a happy person?
Definitely, I'm a happy person. Yeah, I'm. happy and energized naturally. Obviously, things get to me if I'm, you know, with a difficult situation or frustrated. I like to be able to influence my situations around me. So if I feel that no control, it can be frustrating. But yeah, I'm a happy person generally.
It's very, I think, unusual thing when a person can say I'm a happy person, but I'm really glad because it's difficult. It's difficult to be in harmony. Okay, we have a question. Besides ballet training, do dancers spend a lot of time in gym for training their core and muscles?
I think again, it's a bit of a complicated question because now there's lots of sports training in companies, in dance and in schools. But when I was training, there was not very much, and when I joined a professional company, there was not very much. A bit of Pilates, but not much else, and everything else was kind of optional. And so I grew up doing all of my best roles without much extra training, and it was a bit of a hard transition for me to move into an expectation to do lots of sports and fitness training. But a lot of dancers do a lot of gym and sports kind of focused training. I think it's important, in my view, to remember that doing ballet really helps with ballet. So if you focus too much on gym and sports training, I think it depends on the person as well. Because some people are more coordinated, so they don't need to practice so much. If you have less natural coordination, you need to do a lot of ballet specific training to be able to achieve the steps and the results that you want.
Yeah, it's a very individual thing too, I think, because
Yeah,
it's
and
there
I
are
think
a
it
lot of
depends on school and it depends on company. All of those things, how you're training, but before you can make a decision on what suits you best.
yeah, and uh, we are glad that you agreed to talk with us. And the last question from me personally. I know that you have been to Russia and you performed in Russia. What are your impressions about Russian ballet and Russian cities in general? Have you been only in Moscow or somewhere else?
Yeah, I've only been to Moscow and I really loved it. I mean, it was not enough time to take everything in. There's amazing sights, obviously, and the Bolshoi is amazing, the theatre and the food. We always, when we go on tour in every country, we find such lovely food that you don't know about. And I didn't get a chance to see the company dancing live, just a small bit of rehearsal. But obviously, Russian ballet's got an amazing heritage, and lots of people in Russia know about ballet. It's something that people respect, and I think that's a really amazing thing that not all other countries have. I think I would imagine it's probably important for Russian ballet to continue modernizing, just like other countries and companies are, to make sure that in 50 years or 100 years there's still nice ballets for people to dance and there's lots of interest because it's hard to keep dancing the same things. I'm sure they will, but really I'd love to go back if I can.
Yeah, I would like to show you St. Petersburg because St. Petersburg is very beautiful and the ballet St. Petersburg is amazing because we have a lot to watch, to attend, and to see. Uh, is there any role you wanted to perform but didn't? It's the question from Aaron.
There is that. Again, I was really lucky. I performed almost everything that I ever wanted to. Not you can never perform everything, but I remember thinking that when I dance Ballet and Romeo and Juliet, then I'll be able to stop. And I was so lucky to dance the main role in Ballet and Romeo and Juliet. Um, but I really wanted to dance in the Mr. Somewhat Elevated, William Forsythe, but I was injured, so I didn't get to do that. And I would have loved to have done Lady of the Camellias, some more contemporary work, some work by Paul Lightfoot.
Yeah.
I would love to have done a piece by Paul Lightfoot. But I think the main thing I'd say is probably there were some roles that I danced that I didn't get to dance them again. So, for example, I did Albrecht in Giselle when I was 22 or 23. And if you get to do a role again, you can explore the character and you can work on it in a different way. So that's something that I would have loved to have done, but I didn't get to do.
Yeah, they're really great roles, and
I was very lucky.
yeah, you're very lucky to have them in your repertoire during your career. I personally remember you in Romeo and Juliet. I saw the recording when you danced not Romeo but Benvolio.
Yes.
Yes, and it was really very impressive, and I remember this very well because I was hypnotized by your dancing, and I'm really glad to see you today and to meet you today. I think it's not the last our meeting because your coaching career is going on, and I think that it will develop more and more, and we will be able to talk also about your students and about your projects and about some new interesting things and possibilities you will have, definitely.
I'm very excited for the future and to continue coaching and to work with different people. So I'm feeling very lucky and looking forward to the future.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good luck in your everything you are doing, in everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.